welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing another coding challenge. This will be a pretty small challenge, so this won't be too hard of a challenge. So my coding challenge is to check if a string is a palindrome or not, if a word is a palindrome or not. And to do so, I'll have to write a method. If it's a palindrome, it will be true. If it's not, it will be false. Okay, so let's do it. Public static boolean. Okay. Check if word. Alright, just check if palindrome. Input is string. Word. String. Can be 2 words, it could be multiple words, so not 1 word. It's not 1 word. Just put words or something, whatever. I'm gonna loop. I think I'll just try it. I'm gonna loop until it's the length of a string. So for loop, it's I equals 0. Yes. I is less than words dot length. It's a string built-in input for the string, takes the length of the string, and then increment I by 1. Okay, so I'm back, and there was a lot of background noise, so I had to wait till the background noise was over. So, by the way, I made some little things, examples of whether something is a palindrome. So race car is a palindrome, noon is a palindrome, and word is not a palindrome. So like if a word can be seen, it's the same thing from backwards, it's a palindrome. So I'm going to try to see it. So in this for loop here, I'm going to test if the very first letter is equal to the very last letter of the line of the string. Same thing for the second word. I mean, the same thing goes. After I test the first one, check if the first one is equal to the last letter of the string or the word. I'll test the second letter against the second to last letter and see if it's equal. If not, then I'll automatically return false. So let's try that. So if, let's see, words dot car at I is equivalent to, they're both characters, so just check they're like character variables, so as a type, so it's not a string, so it's equal to words dot character at words dot length minus I. So what this does is it's gonna check in the first iteration, checks if the first letter of the word, which is car at 0, it starts at 0, is equal to the very last letter of that series of characters in a string. So and then the second iteration will test car at 1, which is the second letter of that string, checks if it's equal to words dot car at length minus I. actually have to put -1 because the word is not length. The indices go up to 1 less than word not length. So first, the first letter of the word is card 0, and then the last letter of the word or the string is 1 less than the length of the string. Okay. And then so on. Third letter, third to last letter, fourth letter, fourth to last. But then instead of saying comparing if they're equal, I'm gonna just only check if it's not equal. So if ever this is not equal to that, I'll automatically return false, and it's not a palindrome. And then, as long as the for loop is completed, which means all of the letters on one side of the string is equal to the other side, like a mirror, the string is a palindrome. Okay. Return true. That means string is a palindrome. And then, because at one point that is not equal, it means that the string is no longer a palindrome. It's automatically not. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna try to test it out. Let's set some testing strings and see if there are any errors. So I'm gonna set a string variable. Equals hello. I know this is not a palindrome, but I am going to print it out. So I'm going to check it out, see if there's any errors. So it's false, which means it is not a palindrome. Okay, so one part is good. Now I'm going to try a case where the string is a palindrome. So let's test one out. Noon. By the way, it's case sensitive, so this is not a palindrome because this big N is not equal to N in the sense of character variables. Okay, let's try noon and see if it's true. I hope it's true, or else, boom, if it's false. If it still says false, that means there's a bug somewhere. So, true. Oh my gosh, that is good. So let's try some other cases. Let's put race car, because that's a palindrome. That's true. Okay. Let's try. Hannah. That's a palindrome. Okay. True. How about desserts? Desserts backwards is stressed, but although desserts flip to stressed means like another word, it's not a palindrome, so it should be false. Okay, so it's false. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna try multiple words. So hold on, I'm gonna search for something that is not a palindrome but is multiple words. let's try this palindrome. I looked it up. It's one word still, but this is it. This is like one of the longest palindromes. I just looked it up. I don't know what the hell this one means, but it's a palindrome. It should be true. Okay, it's still true, so that means this program has been really good. But now my final test is just to check if a multiple words, if rearranged so that it's flipped like a mirror, it's a palindrome. It's the same thing. By the way, spaces count, so characters include spaces. So if there's a space that is not in a space like that combines two words into one, like meaning that the characters, the letters are, if flipped, are the same thing, but the spaces are not, then it's not a palindrome. For instance, I'll see this. Since this was these letters W and then A and then S are the same thing, is like WAS here, reversed, but the I is just alone because of those two spaces, but the I and T, there's two characters between two spaces. So I guess this will be false, so let's try to test it, because I know it's going to be false because of the spaces. Yeah, it's false. But now, what if I not include the spaces and just care about the characters? Oh, and not the question mark as well, and as well as this W, because case sensitive. It is okay. Missed an I. So yeah, ignoring all other symbols, quite like the question mark and cases and spaces, just looking at lowercase letters, it's true. It's a palindrome. Alright, so it's a pretty small video. I guess I'm done. It's a pretty easy challenge. I should say there are harder coding things I've done, other harder programs. So this marks the end of this video. I hope this gave you the tingles. If yes, then drop a like. If you want to see more coding ASMR videos, maybe dream videos, drop a subscribe down below and turn on the bell. And yeah, have a good day.